Okay, it's recording.
Come in. Hey Taylor, how are you doing today?
I'm okay.
Okay, so how have things been since last time we talked?
Not much has really changed. He's still distant, and I don't know, just nothing's really improved, nothing's really gotten worse. It's just kind of the same.
Okay, so you said his behavior hasn't really changed much then, it's still the same, no more incidents?
No, not really. I mean, he's just really distant, and it's been mostly like verbal abuse. Like, he just treats me like crap, and just, I don't know. My self-esteem is like really low right now, and I just don't know what to do about it.
Okay, and then how are you feeling then? Because I know the last time we talked you said you still did love him and still wanted to try and make things work. How are you feeling now about it?
I mean, like, I still want to make things work. I just don't know how to make them work, if that makes sense. I don't know. Like, I want him to change, but I feel like I can't force him to if he's not willing to.
Okay, so it sounds like, you're still pretty confident in, making it work, and that is a very good, strength to have in yourself. So, okay, well, if you still kind of want to try and make things work, I kind of want to go over a plan of action with you then to see what we can do.
Okay.
So, have you tried talking to him about his behavior or anything like that?
Like, when it first started happening, I did. I mostly talked about how he's distant with, like, my son and stuff, and I tried talking to him about, like, when he grabbed my wrist that time I told you about when I was going up the stairs, and he just seemed to, like, blow it off and just, blame it on, like, stress at work and stuff. But I mean, other than that, I've just been, I don't know, we've just been kind of distancing ourselves from each other, so it's been hard to try and talk to him about it.
Okay, but it's still something you want to try and work on?
Yeah.
Okay, well, how about we go over some things maybe that you think could help improve it? What kind of things do you think could work, like, between you two to make things better?
Well, I would really want him to come in with me, like, to talk with you, but I don't know if he would want to or not, because he doesn't even know I'm, like, speaking with you now. So I don't know if he, like, would just brush that off too, or if he actually would want to come in and, speak and stuff, but I'm not sure. I just don't know how to approach him about this situation, and I feel like he would just, like, put everything on me, and that, like, I'm the reason for his stress and work and stuff, and I'm just not sure how to approach him about it.
Okay, so, do you kind of have an idea of maybe how his behavior would be if you did tell him? Do you think he would get mad, or do you think he'd be more upset? Could you tell me what you think?
I think he'd be surprised more than anything else, and then it might turn into him being a little upset, just because I feel like he would think that I'm going behind his back and, like, talking about him and stuff, but I just need him to know, like, how much it's been hurting me and my son, because he doesn't feel like he has a father, because he hasn't been around him, and just, like, really, like, not involved in him at all.
Yeah, and I can see how that can make you feel very, like, hopeless or helpless because you can't change that. Okay, well, what if you were to ask him to come in to talk to me, but you didn't tell him that you've been here before? That is something, like I said, everything that happens in here stays in here between me and you. So he wouldn't have to know that you've been seeing me before. What are your thoughts on something like that?
Yeah, I think he would be more open to it that way, because then he wouldn't feel like I'm going behind his back and, like, telling, like, a stranger, like, everything that he's done. So, I mean, I could, I just don't know how to approach him about it. I just don't know if he'd be, like, unwilling to or not, because at this point, I don't know if he doesn't want to admit that he has a problem, or if he just thinks that, like, it's everyone else's fault. So, I don't know.
And that can be a very difficult situation. Well, if it is something you do want to try, and you feel confident in yourself in approaching him with, maybe you'd feel better in a safer place to approach him about it. So maybe a public area, or you could ask to go get dinner with him sometime and then discuss it then. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think that'd be safer than like at the house, because I feel like at the house then he, like might act out on his anger if he has any. So yeah, I could give that a try and maybe just like first talk to him about how I've been feeling about the abuse and stuff, and
And
I could give that a try.
is that something you feel comfortable talking to him about? Like, you said you had talked to him about it before and you just kind of brushed it off, but is this something you feel comfortable bringing up again?
Yeah, I feel like I don't know if he would just brush it off again, but I could try again and really like express my concerns about, like, not so much about me. I'm more concerned with how he's been treating my son and just like not being there for him, and I feel like a single parent at this point, and that's not how I should be feeling. And I mean, the physical abuse has kind of dwindled a little bit, but he's been like really verbally abusive, and like I said earlier, like my self-esteem has just really not been good.
And that's never okay for someone to make you feel like that. Could you tell me a little bit more about, you said it's been more toward your son. Could you talk more about that?
Yeah, I mean, like, he doesn't like hurt my son like physically or anything, but like my son and him like used to always like play baseball, go to the park, stuff like that, like stuff sons and dads do together, and he just hasn't even been like, he doesn't even like hardly look at him, talk to him, like anything. He's just completely like zoned out, just isn't acting like a father at all. He's just, when he gets home from work, like I mentioned, in earlier meetings and stuff, that he just, eats, turns on TV, and then like goes to sleep. He barely talks to me, and when he does, it's rude comments, and I just don't know what to do about him not being involved with my son's life.
Okay, yeah, and your daughter's as well. She's still young, but it's very important for children at that age to have those parent figures.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now that we've kind of talked a little bit about like what you want to do, I do also want to discuss if something does go as unplanned,
Yeah.
how that'll be handled. So I kind of want to go over a safety plan with you. Is that all right with you? Okay. So I just want to know, could you tell me about like maybe people in your life or things in your life that you would feel comfortable going to if something did happen? Or
Yeah, I have a sister who lives in town here, and I mean, she works pretty like much a full-time schedule and stuff, but I try and see her like at least once a week, and I'm pretty close with her, so I think I feel comfortable talking to her about it. I'm just not sure how she would react. I think she'd be like really surprised, and um, I don't know how she'd react, but I think she'd definitely be supportive and be there for me though.
So she doesn't know what's going on then?
Not yet, no. I haven't told anyone but you.
Okay.
So.
All right. So, but you did state that she is a supportive member of your family, and if something were to happen or were to put you in an unsafe environment, you would be able to go to her?
Yeah, no, she's always been there for me, so I think that, she would be there for me, especially in this like hard time that I'm going through, and she's always there for my kids too, so she would, be there for them as well, so.
Good. That's, very good to have in your life, especially with this kind of situation going on.
Yeah.
So, what about, I know we talked about how you weren't working currently because you wanted to be able to be there for your youngest daughter. How could you maybe talk to me a little bit about financials, and if you were to have to go to your sister's, what would that look like for you?
I mean, like, eventually, like, when my daughter gets older, I do want to, get maybe a part-time job. My biggest concern is that, like, if I did live with my sister, I would, want to help out with some rent, since she'd be offering me a place to stay, I'd want to help out with some rent. But I don't have anyone to watch my kids, so childcare is, like, a real big issue right now. I don't know how I'd be able to afford that because I'm not currently working, so I don't know how I would handle that aspect if I were to go to work. And
okay, and that's something we can definitely look into together, finding, affordable child care, and also I know places in the area offer free child childcare for certain situations. So always keep that in mind too, where don't let that ever hold you back if the situation comes time. So it sounds like you have a really, strong person in your life that could help in times of need. So also the only other thing I kind of wanted to go over in the safety plan is access to documents and important papers. Do you think you'd have issues with your boyfriend if that were to occur?
I mean, like, what kind of documents are you
So, like
thinking of?
social security cards
Okay.
and information like that.
I have all mine, separate from his, so I don't think that'd be a problem. Yeah, I have them all, like, locked up and stuff, so that wouldn't be a problem because they're separate from his, so.
Okay, good. That's very good. Okay, so just kind of like overall, I just want to kind of recap the plan we came up with. So if you ever did feel uncomfortable, that kind of safety level that we measured last time went way lower and you didn't feel as safe anymore, you'd be comfortable going to your sisters and knowing you'd have a place to stay and knowing that you could come to me and we could find, childcare or look for whatever resources you need.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So we kind of went over the safety plan. Now I kind of want to go over, since you do plan on staying, plan on working things out, what you think you can change to make yourself happier too. Could you maybe talk a little bit about that?
I think ultimately I need to start standing up for myself and having my own voice so that he knows that I shouldn't be putting up with what I'm, having to put up with. So I think that's a big issue for me is that I just kind of let him walk all over me and I don't really stand up for myself. So I would probably need to change that. And then I would want to talk to him about being more involved with my son's life. Those are the two main ones. And I think also just being able to, go out on dates and get back to that level of, love that we used to have that I'm not feeling anymore.
Okay. And those were very good, areas that you pointed out that you think needs work and that you were able to kind of pinpoint what you think. And that's not just on you, that's something you guys would have to work on together.
Yeah.
So, and I see these skills in you that, from the first time we've met to now, you've come a very amazing way and, you are a strong woman and you're capable of doing this and succeeding. So, just kind of go over everything. You are comfortable with the safety plan. Hopefully not, but if anything were to happen, you kind of have an idea now of what to do and where to go, where you wouldn't be in a panic, you're not trapped.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And so, I think we've done, a lot of good things today, and I think we kind of set some ground rules and things that you want to work on. And is there anything else that you want to talk about or anything else you think you want to work on?
No, I think that's about it. I think the safety plan really helped me kind of, formulate what I would have to do if I was in, immediate danger and stuff. And I think that really helped going over that.
Okay, good. Well, I hope, you're always welcome to come back and talk to me with anything you need. And you and your boyfriend are always welcome to come talk to me too, or I can refer you to anyone who you would need. So I'm very confident in you and what we've worked on today.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you too.